Okay, my second audio commentary for this time Hordes of the Underdark. First of character creation, pretty much the same deal as in Shadows of Undertide. Human, wizard, lawful evil, even the same stats. About the stats, there was once a point actually in Hordes of the Underdark where you had different stats, but unfortunately that strategy kind of died out when I just found a better new route, which was a shame because it had some cool features in it. But yeah, all of the three games actually have the same stats, except for like small variations in spells and so on. Titia praise for the concentration, this time discipline, because people actually try to knock you down in this game. And interesting about this is power attack and skill focus appraise. Appraise is the most useful skill in this in this version. I mean, Hordes of the Underdark. So, well, we'll get to that later on, but it's like during the later part of the run where you have to like buy with something like 1 million gold pieces or something. You need to buy equipment. So power attack is for us to be able to get great cleave, which will be used during one fight later on. We won't be using power attack by itself, really. Spells, True Strike and Expeditious Retreat, that's all I need.
At my command, attack! Step up to the fight.
Okay, so Hordes of the Underdark is pretty interesting in that what you first do is level up to level 15. This is a campaign like designed for higher levels, and like you're able to pre-generate a character, but that doesn't really fit into the rules that much. So this is just really quick leveling up. Well, as fast as I can anyway. So first 3 levels of wizard again, and why is that? Well, we get level 2 spells, we get extended expeditious retreat, we get invisibility, which is important. And yeah, that's basically it. The rest will be going to monk again. There's like feats like toughness. Blind fight is for hitting invisible creatures. You get something like a 25% more chance to hit an invisible creature. And there we took just the Great Cleave. And again, everything goes to strength. And this time we pick weapon focus unarmed strike. Like unarmed attacks are better than the great sword we used in the Shadows of Undertide. And improved critical unarmed strike gives us a higher crit chance. We also took lore and appraise to the max from skills. And that's it for leveling up. You kill the drow, you loot her for things. Also loot these containers. They contain like some basic good equipment and some we're just going to sell at the start. By the way, a funny thing with the cutscenes we've just skipped. We will be abusing cutscene logic in this game quite a lot, but they are broken. You will see later on. And I just queue every one of the equipment to equip them. You can actually equip them on the fly, but this is just too short of a journey towards this main room of the inn that I don't really have time for that. And during this first fight, I need to like set up binds and spells and whatnot. And these fights are like kind of random in the beginning. You can actually like really die here. And I recall that in this run I actually almost died, but luckily I get healed by Linu here. Like, she doesn't do that often, and I will need help for this next fight. Then we just drink the potion of haste we got in the beginning. And Great Cleave is even useful here. And this is like a really, really good, really lucky fight.
Greetings, adventurer.
Then we talk to Durnan, so that this merchant appears, and you notice me already lifting the globe because I had time to do that, so I don't have to do it when I come back. We just sell a lot of stuff and try not to have to sell the Rod of Resurrection and the Rogue Stones. Like, you can also sell some of them, but they are worth more to other merchants in other areas of the game. Money is again really important during this run. We need to, as I mentioned earlier, we need to like get something like 1 million around gold pieces. The only thing we buy from here are hasted robes, so we are actually going to be very, very quick from very early on from the game. So with the first merchant, it isn't even always like, it's down to luck how good I roll with my appraise, if I'm even able to buy the robes, but most of the time it works. And yeah, we finally get into the game. So first major skip of the game. I don't actually know like why, but you're able to go to this certain place on the bridge, and your familiar will spawn on the other side if you just position yourself well. It's, I don't know if it's semi-random, but at least it's kind of hard to get right always on the first try, but this was first try. And then I just walk towards the exit and poof, it disappears. We didn't have to do anything in Undermountain level 1. Like, that was already that. We rested there. Again, quick resting, quick saving, then quick... actually, resting, quick saving and quick loading is much faster than normal resting. And we don't need the familiar anymore. So, during Hordes of the Underdark, since we're so fast already from the beginning of the game, being like 12 level monks and having the hasted robes, we're able to walk through doors really, really well. If you didn't see my earlier commentary of Shadows of Underdark, basically how walking through doors works is that the game kind of lets you halfway in a door and then pushes you back. If we turn like 180 degrees during when the game logic is trying to push us back, it actually pushes us behind the door we're trying to go into. Now, next up is this door that I usually bash. It's locked. However, I get this really unlucky attack of opportunity, and I'm really proud how this turned out to be. Watch this. First try walk through that door. It's actually usually much faster to just break it by bashing it. You can like do it in one round, but this time I got it perfectly, like just smash the door. I mean, I didn't have to smash the door, and the reason I didn't go for it is because of that attack of opportunity, which was really unlucky. I would have to wait for like 6 seconds or something before I would be able to attack again. So really nice how that turned out to be, especially when the earlier fight sequence went so good. I think it's the best RNG I have had so far. So yeah, Nathira stops us, we need to talk to her, then we put this invisibility on. And it's kind of necessary here to use invisibility. Otherwise the drows will move with you to the next room, and we don't want that. We want to be able to bash some things without us getting distracted. And again, we just walk through this door. And the cutscene doesn't even play because we don't ever open the door. And you need to destroy all these stone slabs or something to free Halaster. There's a cutscene.
Hello.
And this was a really major discovery for this new route. It cut something like 20 minutes, I guess. Before this, I used to get like 16 intelligence and 12 constitution and have like a bit of a different strategy for chapter 2. But now it's just real easy. I mean, this is a similar experience glitch that is there in the original campaign as well. As you can see, I'm just clicking mad on Halaster, and we're getting 7,500 experience points for completing this quest of freeing him. Yeah, all we do is click on him and it will cancel the conversation. The game thinks, oh, you canceled the conversation, you should be rewarded. We get rewarded, but yeah, we just start another conversation. And we basically pause the... You're able to talk to NPCs while the game is paused, so... The game is paused right now, and yeah. I think I do this for like 35 seconds, if I recall correctly. And that gives me enough experience to get to level 34, I believe. So, even though like the animation is kind of like it's basically paused and it's creating like tons and tons of animations, and even like the speech animation, you see my mouse there, it can't keep it up. I'm actually clicking really fast, like I don't know, 8 to 10 clicks per second. But, yeah, the game kind of slows down, and it actually becomes like a pain even to... When I now click unpaused, you see, it takes like... Oh, well, it was kind of fast actually, but it usually like takes so much to kind of get the game logic running again, because it has queued so many animations and whatnot while the game was paused. Anyway, that's chapter 1, so really fast chapter 1, like 5 minutes and whatnot. Then you have to talk to the seer before we are allowed to leave this room. And we pick these companions. Only to actually get all their stuff and sell it. That's the only reason. And while we do this, like, unfortunately you have to be standing still while you take items from your companions. Other than that, you may notice that I'm actually invisible. This is a really annoying glitch with the cutscenes in this game. Like, if you cancel a cutscene, there's a good chance you will become invisible or even are unable to move or glitch out somehow. It's really annoying. So take the stuff as fast as I can. Not everything is sellable from their inventory, but yeah, now I've gained so many levels and I start leveling up while I'm at the same time going forward. We are already epic levels and we pick some like epic fire resistance, which is really useful at some points of the game. So all monk from here on, nothing else. Or maybe there's one level of rogue, if I remember. But other than that, we're just picking feats such as epic prowess and something like epic toughness. Like, we want to be able to have as good of a hit percentage as possible, like or attack bonus rather. I should talk about attack bonus when it's an Dungeons and Dragons RPG, but yeah. And then there's like some fire resistance and epic toughness, like more hit points. All like combat feats and so on. In order to get chapter 2 done, you need to do like, I believe it's 4 or 5 quests. I don't even recall nowadays. It has been such a long time when I've like had to I've invented a better route than the normal one. So, but I think it's 4 or 5 quests you have to do, and it used to take me over an hour in total, the run, when I had to do every quest in chapter 2. But actually, like nowadays, it's I only have to do this one quest, whichever quest is just fastest, and it turned out to be that this island quest with the golems is fastest to do. Other than that, I'm picking, I guess I already picked discipline. We're going to have to resist some knockdowns. Then I have lore, which I want to max out also. We need to be able to identify some items. And yeah, there is one rogue level. So this is only to max my appraise. Like, appraise is a really, really, really important skill for this run. We are going to need so many money, and we're going to kind of cheat the system with a really high appraise. Plus we get sneak attack, but yeah, it's not that useful actually. There's this guardian golem. Again, I have the cutscene bug, so I'm not actually invisible, even though it may seem like it. But I pass it really easily there. It's not that easy actually usually. So I walk through these doors, get this power source, which is required to completing the quest, and here are my only, like, well, not entirely only, but one of the biggest mistakes I did this run. Like, I should be bashing this door, obviously. I mean, usually it's like pretty easy to walk through them, as I did like coming into that room, but this time like I'm invisible and I just have to like have a gut feeling where my character actually is. So it's all about timing walking through doors. And some doors are really just annoying. So I just got the power source, which completed the quest, gave it to Farron, and then I teleport back instantly using the, what's it called? Yeah, Rogue Stone or something. I don't remember. And here's the cool part. I again initiate a conversation with the teleporting artifact, and I'm ready to place a binding, which basically creates a like a teleport point that I can teleport to from the gatehouse. And the area loads and we start a cutscene. Suddenly we're in the Vulture's throne room. But if you saw a red light just there, that was me placing a binding, so I can teleport back to there. So this is the major discovery I had during this chapter. We are now in the Vulture's throne room and we are able to kill her, and that will end this chapter. Like, I only discovered this by really accident. I didn't even mean to break it somehow. And I just remember that once this cutscene came and it glitched out or something, I don't think I even placed a binding or anything like to teleport back here. But somehow I was able to save and load and not initiate the cutscene and somehow be in this room, and I was then able to finish the chapter 2. But I really started playing around with it when it just by accident happened, and found out that you can actually place a binding if you do it the right way before the Vulture starts to talk to you. So here we are in the boss room of the chapter 2, and this drow that she has with her are not normally in this room. I think you fight only the Vultures, like a duel to the death or something like that. And this is like a major part of the run, getting a good RNG to kill Vultures. And this kills so many runs because you see my health right now. I'm really low, and I still managed to kill her first try. Now, you might be wondering, am I not screwed? No. Okay, first of all, in this room, if you die, you have no way of like respawning like you usually have in Neverwinter Nights games, so you actually have to load a game. And now I have 11 health. I've just killed the Vultures, and fortunately, when the game enters cutscene mode, you get invulnerability for your main character. So as we killed Vultures, you can see the yellow 0 there on the screen. I'm actually invulnerable now, but there's still a certain chance that when the cutscene with Mephistopheles ends, that then my invulnerability also ends. So there's a chance I might die here, so it's really tough. What else to say? Oh yeah, before the fight, I obviously cast a spell True Strike, which gives me plus 20 to hit for 9 seconds. That's 1.5 rounds. And I get something like... I actually get 6 attacks per round. So that's something like 9 attacks that I will almost certainly hit. Like... my character sheet there says 5 attacks, but being hasted actually gives you 1 more that you can't see, I think. But yeah, I pause the game and loot Vultures. She has some really good loot, and just pray that I don't die here. And I start to even try to drink a potion, but fortunately I didn't die and I somehow teleport like that. The game can be so confusing sometimes when it teleports you around, like it's to do with, I don't know, NPCs and getting past them. But yeah, that was a really, really fast chapter 2 as well. So, like, basically under 10 minutes and we're almost done with the game. We have to take this conversation and we start chapter 3. And the first objective of chapter 3 is to do the money glitch. So we first initiate a conversation with that devil, kill this guy, and then he will open the store for us. I identify some items on the way by with my lore, and I buy Ice of Petrification. And then I come to this store here. Okay, so I'll have to do some explaining here. Basically, I have now something like around 40 appraise, which gives me, I think, like a 100% chance to get the best prices possible from this merchant resolver. Merchants have different buy and sell like percentages that they have. Like certain merchants are better to sell to and certain merchants are better to buy to. Like these are all hard coded in the game, and then it takes also into account your appraise skill. Well, now that we have maximum appraise, actually what we can do is buy stuff from resolver and for less money than we're able to sell it back to him. So yeah, we generate money basically for free. And the reason we bought this helmet, Ice of Petrification, is that it's the item that actually gives the most value out of one buy. I think it's out of one cycle of buy and sell. I mean, I think it's something like 6,000 gold pieces or so. Before that, we sell some stuff. Nowadays, I know a bit better that I actually sold a ring of protection and an amulet of, what is it, resistance or something. It gives you +5 to all saves. And if I'm ever going to grind this run again, I would keep those items. The reason being that there are certain fights that I would do otherwise, and there are actually certain fights that have a lot of risk to them that I didn't even know of in this game. Like, this run could have failed miserably because of them. But yeah, I'll go to that later on. So it's only buying and selling the helmet as fast as I can. And unfortunately, like, at least with this resolution I'm playing with, it's kind of like, well, I don't know if it really matters, to be honest, but I think I have to travel quite a lot with like each mouse, each cycle of buy and sell. Like my mouse has to travel like almost my whole mouse pad or something, so it's not always that fast and easy, and you get tired pretty quickly. But yeah, we have been generating money right now, and you're going to see that we're soon approaching like over, yeah, now we're over 1 million. So we sell everything we have except the armor, and we get something like 1,100,000 or 1,115,000, I don't know. And all this money, where is it going towards? To first of all, equipment. We are, even though we're level 34, like there are going to be hard to hit enemies in this expansion. We definitely need these +10, the best gloves in the game for a monk. So +10 to attack, that's really, really awesome. And then this strength belt. I think it gives maybe 4 or 5 to your strength ability. I can't remember right now, but these 2 items. And then just potions of heal. We will need them for some fights. And we still have around 700,000 or 700k left. These are used for learning some true names later on. And the fastest way to get to the... What is it called again? We'll see now here. The Sleeping Man. The fastest way to get Sleeping Man from his sleep is to cut him with a knife. This evil deed. And if you do that, like the sensei from the other room I just killed will attack you. So it's just faster to deal with her on the way there. And you get an amulet and you're able to get to this room. The sensei in the other room, by the way, she has like quivering palm or so. She's a monk, so she can actually kill us like with 1 hit. So I just make sure that I quick save before entering combat with her and try to use the knockdown ability. You get knocked down for free if you're a monk. So the Sleeping Man wakes up. And we go to this subterranean vault. So here's a fight I would have done differently had I known what I know now. Like, during this fight, you can... Okay, first of all, I have only like 8 potions of heal. I could have bought like 2 or 3 more, but it doesn't really matter. Anyway, like, you have to generate more money because the potions of healing cost like 2,000 a piece or something. So I have much less riskier strats for this fight now, which involve basically knocking down the skeletons, which I didn't do here. I used to buy a specific belt for this fight because you get damaged so much. But now that I'm level 34, I can tank quite a lot of the damage, but I'm like really close to dying all the time. Like there you saw I was 24 health and they do like 20 damage every hit. So this is like faster, not getting the belt. That negates some of their damage, but it's really risky as well. And you have to kill this skeleton, this like minions, and then you have to kill the walking bone mass. Walking bone mass has this stunning fist, which if it hits and succeeds will paralyze me and it's game over. I didn't even know that this like... But there's something like a really good chance for me to actually get hit by stunning fist and fail here. I don't know, maybe like 40% or something. I did like the math once, but I can't recall. But yeah, using knockdown here would like be so much safer against the skeletal minions. And I would consume less healing potions. And yeah, I should spare the amulet of, I don't know what it's called, but it gives you +5 to all saves. Just for the stunning fists that he does. It's way scary, how often they actually work. I just didn't know this before. But yeah, there's like nothing more to be said about this fight. You just heal as late as you can, like not trying to take any risks. Or too much risks, I mean. And I collect the parts of the ring every time I finish the fight with the skeletons. And again, like, he hits, but I do the fortitude save there. So yeah, in a sense it was really lucky I didn't get caught by one here. Okay, assemble the ring. Equip it, and now we're able to move on. Okay, so there's several Guardians of the Path during this game. And you can see that there's this kind of a rock wall, or I don't know. We can actually go past that with a familiar clip. However, unfortunately we have to kill this Guardian in order to get an amulet. The game can't be completed without the amulet, so we will just have to go through this fight. During this fight, you get transformed to these different creatures, some of which, like the earth elemental, can fight, but yeah, this wolf definitely cannot fight. I just have to run. And I think the wolf form is the last form, and I'm just trying to get as close to the stone wall or stone blockage, or maybe it's ice or snow or something. But yeah, trying to lure him closer. And now I would actually have to like switch to this elemental form and break the ice, but instead I do the familiar clip now that I have the amulet, which is needed for later. And then we equip this armor. Now I've tried to skip Mimic as well, and it's kind of halfway possible, but not completely. Unfortunately, I still have to go through Mimic. And yeah, he or she seals my armor, so that's why I had that spare armor lying around, so that my haste ropes don't go away. Now, here's the specific, really specific trick. You'll see me position my character here quite in an odd manner, like towards this wall. This is all for a reason. First of all, when we entered this area, we walked over a trigger that triggers what is called, like in the scripting side of the game, a user-defined event number. If I recall, it's like 444 or maybe 4444 or something like that. In any case, this event is used as a helper tool for this room, because I guess the developers were afraid that people couldn't figure out this puzzle, which is just equipping puzzle ring over and over and de-equipping it to get through these force fields. Like, for me, this doesn't seem like a really easy place to get stuck or anything, but maybe like they tested it and some people got stuck here. I don't know really, but there's like a timer going on right now from when we entered the area. I think it's 3 minutes long, the timer, and you'll see me position myself like this because there's a trigger in the middle of this floor actually, which cancels the timer. But I'm just going to go past the timer canceling trigger. And we walk through that door again.
Come now, let's see what you've got.
Alright, I'll talk about the timer later on, but now for Mimic. Actually, we walked a bit during the cutscene, or during the loading of the area, so we are inside the Mimic right now. During some areas you're able to move around just before the cutscene loads. Mimic was quite unfortunate, you'll see soon. I mean, it was really fast, but it could have been like the dream run if I wouldn't have failed. But yeah, you have to search for gems, these gem piles that the Mimic eats, and then you have to get the Mimic to come to the center, try to eat those gem piles, go to this really odd, out of place fire machine, I don't really know, in the middle, and kill the Mimic that way. Now you will see here, like, he just ate the gem pile, and usually what he'll do is like usually he can't eat the gem pile from that far away. I guess I had just positioned it badly or something, but he should be walking towards me and then eating the gem pile. As you can like notice, now his animation is like pretty much over and he's going to go elsewhere. Instead he never came to the center, which is really, it was like, I don't know, 1 second difference between him coming faster. But yeah, I mean, this is not a big deal. Like, you see that now he's coming to the center, like walking right like that. But I think this cost me something like 20 seconds maybe, I want to say. I can't really recall, but yeah, it was so annoying. It would have been the dream run come true, but like a 1 second mistake between the Mimic finishing her animation. Yeah, that's all it was about. There's going to be a fight next, and he's going to use a lot of like knockdowns and whatnot. I want to make sure I rest here, so I have invisibility and I can summon a familiar as well. So what I'm going to do against Gargamesh is try to knock him down instead. Also the reason being that he has a potion of heal, and it's really down to luck if I'm able to kill him before he heals. Like, this is again just like he's about to heal right now, but I think I kill him just, yeah, I get the knockdown and kill him just as he's about to heal again. So this was a really good, really quick fight, and it's usually just RNG. But yeah, goal time with the Mimic, even though I kind of failed it. I mean, I guess it doesn't seem like a big deal, but I'm still like a bit annoyed that happened. Yeah, I guess I'm a perfectionist. We got the hand, and we're able to traverse through those ledges. If it weren't for the hand, we could like skip Mimic altogether. Like, you can go through some of those ledges with just familiar clipping. It's odd that it works that way, but with familiar clipping you're able to get through walls and even like big ledges like that. But it doesn't just work on some places during the later parts of the run. So yeah, this is the room where like Grimgnaw tries to have a fight with you. First, he has, as always, like evil guys have this dialogue they have to make or something. So he won't attack us yet, and we will use a cheap way to bypass him. Like, he has a trigger which doesn't extend all the way like behind this pillar, so we're just able to, if we move like that, we're able to get around his trigger. This fight, I think, would be really actually hard for us if this wasn't possible. But anyway, familiar clipping. I explained it already during Shadows of Undertide, but yeah, there's nothing much to explain. Like, the familiar pushes you, and the game kind of forgets to check sometimes for walls and whatnot when the familiar is pushing you. So we get past Grimgnaw this way, and here we have a cutscene. Now, I talked about the timer like around 3 minutes ago. Watch this animation happen. Oh, I like that. So the user-defined event 444, or whatever its number was, I can't recall, triggers in this area instead. So in every area they programmed some like user-defined event that has this number. Almost all of the areas. And what it does in this area is that there's a Guardian of the Path here as well. In this room, triggering the 444 makes it as like we have just killed the Guardian, and it spawns in a teleporter, which is really, really, really handy. So we never have to get through the Guardian. We can skip the fight altogether. And yeah, this was also discovered by just sheer accident of playing this or running this game for so long. It was just accident, and I really couldn't understand what caused the portal to spawn sometimes until I like went into the game's code and actually checked really, really long for what might be the cause, and I just found out that there's this trigger like 3 areas before that triggers it. Like, this is a speedrunner stream. Anyway, we can walk through these doors or force fields as well. If you're wondering, the grappling hand for some reason always has to grab that loot or whatever, so that wasn't a mistake. However, I think here I have a mistake. Like, I don't know why this didn't go through, I don't know. But yeah, small mistake. And yeah, there's a portal that normally spawns like after you kill the Guardian of the Path. So that's handy. It's pretty funny that they scripted the game like this. So we're actually quite close to the ending of the game. All we have to do is like we have to run around here. In case you're wondering about the story of the game, like now we're in the 9 hells or something. I don't really remember. So there's this blood war going on. Coming up is a fight that the Great Cleave is really for. Check this out. Because I cancelled the cutscenes, some of them like haven't even... They started walking towards me, but like didn't even react. But yeah, this is like, I don't know, at least 50 of these devils? I don't really know. Maybe even more. And my like epic level monk gives me some kind of a damage reduction, so I don't really get damaged that much during this fight. But as you can see, like I only have 2 healing potions in my inventory left, so it's kind of tight. But it's like just enough. And that's the last demon, or devil rather. These are almost like next to last healing potion, and then there's the final guardian of the path. And during this cutscene, like when it escapes, we can actually walk towards a bit, and I kind of just get it right if I remember. Yeah, I'm kind of next to him already. Now this fight is also like down to a lot of luck. Like, it's actually bad that I have only 1 healing potion during this fight. This can go really badly, but we're quite fortunate that I think he dies now. So I didn't even have to use it. That was just lucky with the rolls. And that's actually the final fight of the game. Like, all this time we used to generate money. We have now over 700,000k. I mean 700k. And by the way, this is the part where we need the amulet and the earth elemental form, which is a shame. Like, we can't skip the guardian. But yeah, as I was saying, we need the money to learn Mephistopheles, which is the final boss of the this game. His true name. If you learn his true name, you can like command him to die instead of taking the final fight. It's kind of a shame that there won't be a final fight during this run, but yeah, it's just faster learning his true name. The fight is like has multiple phases and takes really a long time, so I kind of need to be careful here so I don't pick the wrong choices. There's like 11 different choices, and I want to first know the knower of names name, and then Mephistopheles' name, and she says, I won't tell you the name, but we can order her to speak his true name. So that's all we need, the 700,000 for, and then she gives the Reaper's name free and teleports us back. And for some reason, like, I don't know why, but you see me, I've like slowed down a lot. So I just have to re-equip my robes of haste. By the way, I never even mentioned, but yeah, as you probably have seen it, a level 34, well actually we are, I believe, level 30 monk. So every 3rd level a monk gets a speed upgrade. So we have gained it now 10 times, so we're 100% faster than we used to be. Plus hasted gives you like haste stacks with monk speed. So this is why we are so fast when we're high level. And all I do is command him to die. That's it. And the timer stops when you enter this loading area screen. So that's all. I mean, it's nowadays kind of a short run, all action-packed and so on, which is due to the most recent discovery of the experience glitch in the beginning. And of course the cool Chapter 2 glitch, where you can just teleport to a cutscene and yeah, finish Chapter 2 early. Okay, thanks for watching, and one more video to come. See you.